Never been here before. It's a fabulous place. The people have been very, very hospitable. NBA had 2 games here.
In life, even the greatest winners face losses. But some losses sting more than others. And when that loss happens on the court of the heart, the pain is felt in ways that no championship ring can heal. This is the saga of one of the NBA's most dominant figures, Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball legend who changed the game forever, whose dunks shook arenas and whose personality filled every room. But there's a part of Shaq's story that doesn't involve basketball or his legendary championship runs. It's about his love life.
She was awesome. She really was. It was all me. I was just, look, we don't need to talk about what I was doing, but
More than a year has passed since Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife, Shaunie Henderson, remarried Pastor Keon Henderson. But despite time passing, Shaq's heart still seems to carry the weight of that chapter. We're about to break down everything from Shaq's candid reflections to his heartfelt wishes for the woman who once stood by his side. So let's talk about this love story. The kind of saga that keeps us questioning, is Shaq still in love with Shaunie?
How do you see the NBA growing in this part of the world?
well, not growing. It's been growing, and it will continue to grow.
In a world where celebrities are often guarded with their emotions, Shaquille O'Neal took a bold step in a recent interview on Monica's podcast, leaving fans and media alike stunned by his raw honesty. The NBA legend, who's known for his larger-than-life personality and iconic status in the sports world, opened up about a very personal part of his life, his relationship with his ex-wife, Shaunie Henderson.
I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. So, sometimes when you live that double life, you get caught up in.
Shaq's words during this interview were nothing short of groundbreaking. At one point, he said, "Shaunie's married. I'm happy for her. I'm going to still love her." The simplicity of the statement was surprising enough. After all, Shaunie had remarried over a year ago to Pastor Keon Henderson, and you'd think Shaq would have been far removed from such emotions. But his follow-up took it to an entirely new level. "She's still my wife. I will always protect, provide, and love her."
But because of telecommunications and now the internet and social media, players have become bigger, the game has become bigger.
Now, that right there, that statement hit differently. Shaq, a man who's been at the center of various high-profile relationships and public splits, is still talking about his ex-wife with the same affection and dedication he once had when they were together. This isn't just some casual remark or a fleeting expression of nostalgia. Shaq is standing firmly by his words, as if this bond with Shaunie is something that transcends the end of their marriage.
Look, she did exactly what she's supposed to do. Gave me beautiful kids, take care of the house, take care of corporate stuff. It was just all me.
The boldness of his declaration raised eyebrows across the internet. Fans flooded social media with mixed reactions, with some praising Shaq for his maturity and emotional honesty, while others questioned the wisdom of such public statements. Shaq, in his characteristic manner, kept it real. And while that's what fans love about him, it didn't stop some people from weighing in. The situation became a topic of heated debate.
Dr. J all the time. And then my father said, if you get good grades, I'll take you to Madison Square Garden and see Dr. J. And riding in the train. And
Funky DeNeva, a Houston-based commentator, known for his candid opinions, couldn't resist chiming in on the matter. In a video that quickly went viral, Funky expressed his disapproval, saying, "It's disrespectful to say to a married woman that she will always be my wife. No, that's that man's wife, now." Funky made his feelings clear. When you marry someone else, that's your new husband's wife, not the person from the past, no matter how much history you share.
sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes like that, you can't really come back from that. But as I get older and dwell on situations.
What's especially powerful about this interview is the message Shaq sent to his fans, his ex-wife, and even himself. He doesn't shy away from the idea that he may have messed up, but he also doesn't hide his genuine admiration and respect for Shaunie. His acknowledgement of her marriage to Pastor Keon isn't a sign of weakness or an attempt to reclaim her. Instead, it's a graceful display of maturity and self-awareness.
What looks interesting to you?
Well, I get a lot of things on my desk every day. I really don't. And
Everybody wants a piece of you.
yes, a lot of things. And
In one particularly poignant moment of the podcast, Shaq shared a glimpse into his own heartache, saying, "I hope this gentleman treats her well. Shaunie deserves the best. We've had our time, and now I want her to be happy, whether it's with me or with someone else."
And like Channing said, could control those type of things.
the best feeling for me was coming home and hearing 5, 6 different voices.
In a world where egos are often the size of Shaq's famous 7'1" frame, hearing him speak with such sincerity and humility was a rare treat. Shaq's message was clear. True love isn't just about holding on or trying to keep what's yours. It's about wanting the other person to thrive, even if that means letting them go. It might sound like a small gesture, but it speaks volumes. Here's a man who could easily be bitter, holding on to grudges, but instead he's offering his blessing, showing that he wants the best for Shaunie, even if they're not together anymore.
Dog man's home. Like we used to play something called Dog Man. As soon as I come in, I turn into a wild dog and I chase him and bite him.
In an even more vulnerable moment, Shaquille O'Neal sat down on Motalk Radio and shared a heart-wrenching confession about his past. "I had 2 perfect women, and I messed it up," he said, hinting not just at Shaunie, but also referring to another significant relationship in his life.
When you think about the controversies about the NBA being in China, does
You know-
that bother you?
It's not that it bothers me.
For years, fans have speculated about Shaq's infidelity. His marriage to Shaunie was famously marred by rumors of cheating, and the pair split in 2011 amid those allegations. But Shaq's candid admission on air made it clear he acknowledges his mistakes. He wasn't afraid to own up to the fact that he, too, had fallen short in a relationship that meant the world to him.
I just used to like get them and act like I'm biting them, and
Dog, man.
yeah,
That's dope.
and they used to love that.
No matter how much time has passed since their divorce, one thing is clear: the bond between Shaquille O'Neal and Shaunie Henderson isn't broken. Despite the separation more than a decade ago, Shaq and Shaunie's connection remains intact, primarily because of their 4 children. These kids aren't just a reminder of their past. They're living proof of the love that once was and the unity that still exists between the 2 of them.
Going through the arena and getting the popcorn, and you sit down and Dr. J goes baseline and the crowd goes crazy. And
Shaquille O'Neal has always been a proud father. Throughout his career, he often spoke about how his kids grounded him and gave him a sense of purpose beyond basketball. Even when his relationship with Shaunie came to an end, Shaq made it clear that his dedication to being a good father never wavered. It's one of the constants in his life, and despite the complexities of his relationship with Shaunie, his commitment to their children has been unwavering.
I had the perfect situation. Wife was finer than a mug. Kept giving me babies, still finer than a mug.
Let's take a closer look at the O'Neal Henderson kids, the next generation of the O'Neal dynasty. Sharif O'Neal, the eldest of the 4, has followed in his father's footsteps and stepped into the world of basketball. Born in 2000, Sharif is Shaq's firstborn son with Shaunie. Amira O'Neal, Shaquille and Shaunie's second child, is also carving out her own path. Born in 2001, Amira has taken her talents to the court as well. She's played college basketball at the University of Southern California and has gained a reputation for her skills. The third O'Neal child, Shakir O'Neal, was born in 2003.
So I was walking through the arena and the kids, Shaq, and Vince, and Dominique, and we're signing autographs.
Shakir's a bit more low-key compared to his older siblings, but he has been showing interest in basketball, and it's clear that his famous father has been a massive influence on his aspirations. The youngest of the O'Neal Henderson crew is Miara O'Neal, born in 2006. Miara is still in her teens, but she's already showing an impressive ability on the basketball court, making her a rising star in the world of youth basketball. Despite the divorce, Shaq and Shaunie have done everything in their power to keep their family strong. Their 4 kids remain a symbol of their shared history, a powerful reminder that even in the midst of change, family is the one thing that stays constant.
I had it all. Just sometimes and I don't make excuses. I know I messed up. And then, when I didn't have that,
While Shaunie has clearly moved on, Shaq's love life has been a subject of major interest. Over the years, he's been linked to a variety of women, but his connection to Shaunie remains the most talked about. Recently, there's been buzz about Shaq being spotted out and about with Brittany Renner, a social media personality and influencer. The rumors were wild. Was Shaq trying to move on, or was this a rebound?
To be honest with you, my definition of being rich is being able to buy my mother whatever she wants. That's it. That's all I care about.
But that wasn't the only drama that took center stage in the world of Shaq's love life. Not too long ago, his DMs were leaked by social media influencer Ariana Cassie. You might have seen the viral reactions, people losing their minds over what Shaq was texting. The whole ordeal sparked a lot of chatter across the internet. Was Shaq just having fun? Or was he looking for something deeper?
You know, may not be a husband, but I'm always be a father. And the father's job is to protect, provide, and love.
One thing's for sure. Shaq has been through his fair share of ups and downs in the romance department. But as with any warrior, whether on the court or in life, he's always looking for the next play. Maybe he's still trying to find that perfect match. Maybe he's just looking for some fun. Or maybe, just maybe, his heart is still holding on to something that was once real.
I can remember 17 years old, going to college, we riding through San Antonio, Texas, and we stop at a light, and she's just looking.
When you think of Shaquille O'Neal, what comes to mind? A towering, unstoppable force on the basketball court, a 4-time NBA champion, a dominant center who had no equal. But beyond the stats and the accolades, Shaq is a man with emotions. A man who's faced failure, loss, and yes, heartbreak. The emotional rawness we're seeing now, it's just another layer to the complicated life of one of the greatest athletes to ever live.
I have two, I don't like to use the term baby mamas, I have two wonderful women that have given me beautiful, gorgeous children.
Shaq is known for his larger-than-life personality, his humor, and his confidence. But when it comes to matters of the heart, even the big man can get knocked down. And just like his career, where he's been through his fair share of losses, his love life has had its share of tough moments too. Yet, just like with basketball, Shaq keeps fighting. Whether it's his relationship with Shaunie or moving on to new chapters, Shaq's resilience is undeniable.
The most important thing is being able to take care of your family, take care of your kids.
And as a guy that's heavily looked at in society, I just try to lead by example.
So, what does the future hold for Shaquille O'Neal and Shaunie Henderson? Well, as of now, Shaunie is happily remarried to Pastor Keon Henderson. Their love story has captured the hearts of fans, and Shaunie seems to have found a new chapter of happiness in her life. Meanwhile, Shaq, well, he's still a force to be reckoned with in the world of sports, business, and yes, even romance.
To protect and I have to provide and I have to love for them forever. That's why I work so hard. I don't work for me, I got it all. I gotta work for them.
But is he still holding on to something with Shaunie? It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure. Shaq has never been one to shy away from expressing his emotions, and that openness has given us a glimpse into a side of him we rarely see. A man who's deeply reflective and not afraid to confront the past.
You know, when they see me do charitable work, all I need is one or two of them when they get to a certain age and certain status do the same thing. I lead by example.
Shaq might have moved on in some ways, but the door to his past, and to Shaunie, seems like it will always be slightly open. The love they shared may have evolved, but it hasn't disappeared. So, what do you think? Is Shaquille O'Neal still in love with Shaunie, or is he just holding on to the past? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe to Celeb Titbits for the latest gossip, heart-to-heart moments, and everything that's happening in the world of Hollywood and hip-hop.